Flight Boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Terry Smooth, Flight Boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now I want to talk about summoning spirits. Now, I'm going to explain to you how to summon spirits. Now, what you're going to understand is you do this every day. Everybody summons spirits every day. Now, your idea and your concept of looking at how you look at spirits may be wrong. So, you may not be thinking what I'm about to explain is what's causing you to summon spirits. Now, so let me break the perspective down first. A spirit ain't no form of light or anything, a form of this, that, and the third that's going to attack you. You are a spirit. So the same way you summon spirits is the same way somebody could summon your damn spirit. For an example, you may be a person who likes to drink a lot, right? Say you got a friend, and your friend, she always got a bottle, or he always got a motherfucking fifth, right? So you know when you down on your last, you know you can call your motherfucking nigga because you know you can at least get a shot. Or if you a girl, you know you can call your friend because you know you're going to at least be around some liquor when you ain't got it. So, what you think just happened? You know what I'm saying? You might be so spiritually strong and attached to your friend patterns to the point that you know when they got a bottle. You know when they lying to you. You know when they don't want you to have none, and they lying and acting like they don't, and all that shit. So you gotta really think about it. Now, you got some highly evolved spirits who've been here that predated you, that know how to jump in a lot of different shapes and forms, and that could be gas, particles, lights, sounds. And they know how to take these forms and switch up and change and not cling on to one form. And then you got a bunch of baby young spirits that want to come here in this realm so they can become and have an experience and become bigger spirits so they could become just as big as you, since you was here before them. So, for the most part, that's how you have to look at spirits and how it's going to come to you. They come to you, so spirits come to you in forms of thoughts and ideas and concepts. The same way you be casting stones and you be throwing spirits out there, letting people know things and what you got. So your spirit, a person to intake the information that you gave them, and their spirit is able to size up and create patterns around that and algorithms. So now that you understand that portion, let's get into actually summoning spirits. So, as a spirit, as a mass, as a spirit group, as a whole, and everyone moving in a pack in a group, we're in a circumstance and situation where everyone want to become individuals. So this is why everybody is their own source. Everyone is souls, individual spirits. You can have a small soul or a big soul. That's another video. Based upon you may gave a lot of your soul out, like you sold a lot of your percentage of your soul for the receiving of some type of material gain. So you got to give your time, your experience, your movement, your motion, your emotion, your movement, your manifestation. You got to give all that to, and give that time, give your time to something to get out that energy or that growth or that shape and form that's being curated out of that. So be careful what you're doing on that end also. But when we want to talk about motherfucking migrating spirits, we're summoning spirits. This all deals with your waters. Now, what did I tell you? Your waters is a piece of your soul, but it's what your soul kind of can create. So it's like your emotions and feelings, your processors, your antenna, your moon sign, your mind. There's the unseen, the shapeless, and formless. The antenna that's able to attach this information and process it and create the actual physical forms of it, which is the brain, to go in it, to utilize it, to see out of it, to information in that form to get out of it, so you can kind of see that realm of reality, and these illusions and these lights and these shapes and forms that's influencing in ways and these angles and things of that nature, that's taking these type of relative shapes and forms. So for the most part, when we getting into the aspect of summoning spirits, is dealing with your emotions and feelings. So your emotions and feelings is almost like this. It's like putting some trash on the ground and seeing all the ants go to the trash. Now think about the ants as spirits, and think about the thing that you planted there as your emotions and feelings. So that's what happens when we talk about summoning spirits. So you have to be careful about your own vibe, what type of vibe you are in, because the vibe you are in is the vibe you're going to manifest, the vibe you're going to attract. And spirits need that source, that light. Individual souls are lights, inner lights, not the light that y'all think y'all seeing. Talk about more dark type of this round and that round, the light that you see in your dreams and shit. That kind of light. Now that's what your soul is. So your soul is the source. It holds the information. It is the soul, it's the spirit. Individual spirit is the individual spirit that's holding this specific information to this specific location of the astral travel. That's you. Now, when you put out a piece, you attract spirits that want to experience that realm of reality. Because as a spirit in that realm, there's no experience. You see what I'm saying? There's this travel. And even though we're here to experience, we take it for granted, we overdo it, we overuse it, we tie things to it, we tie morality to it, we tie religious annotations to it. But as a spirit, this is something that we like to do. In general, we like to experience what we created, and we like to experience the time in it. And the time in it is the energy realm, the physical, the non-physical to the physical. That takes time, the seas, planet. So all the light, sound, shapes, and forms, to the heaviest dense to the lightest dense things. This is what we like to go into to experience. But we get lost into these lights. Now, you already lost in a light because you're here. So when you utilize a piece of your soul, piece of your emotions, your feelings, and if it's pointing towards a specific direction in the astral realm, aka you may love a specific thing, you may hate a specific thing, you may want to gain wisdom on a specific thing, you may want to act on a specific thing, you may want to think about a specific thing, you may want to see the reality of a specific thing. That's you steering the direction of it in the astral realm. And then the feelings of it, I told y'all how to move in the yin realm. It's how you move in that direction. But you have to see the direction you're going in first in the astral realm, right? And then once you see a direction, boom, you add a feeling and emotion. So say you got a goal, or you got a friend, or you got a family member. You got it. So it's a sense of direction, because you have a sense of a pattern or a sense of direction that this relationship can float in. See what I'm saying? A lot of y'all are in relationships that go into directions that lead off cliffs or off dams. You have to be careful of that. Look at everybody on your ship. See who needs to be on your ship and who don't. Sometimes, a lot of y'all motherfuckers need to wake up and realize, is you even on your own shit? A lot of y'all on other niggas' ships, and they don't even know how to fucking drive. So y'all going off a cliff. And your ass don't got no fucking lifeguard or anything to hop off and create your own boat. So you end up going down the motherfucking river along with these motherfuckers, and you aka guilty by association in your circumstances in your everyday life. Y'all motherfuckers drowning in circumstances and situations to the point that you end up getting transformed, and I hope you don't get killed. Now, but for the most part, when we're talking about migrating spirits, you putting things out there, and then you enticing them. This is why it's important not to. This is where that saying comes from. Don't cast pearls before swine. Now, people who eat pork. Look, now I'm not gonna get into no eating debate right now, but I'm just talking about people in general who just eat pork, who they like to eat chitlins, they like to eat pork chops, all things, bacon all the fucking time and things of that nature, and people who just, they don't got no thought about it, they just eat pork. There's a certain frequency vibration, there's a certain spirit that came from those spirits in general. that a person that eat a lot of pork will pick up naturally. And people who eat a lot of pork, see, everything ain't about physical in the physical realm. If you're a spiritual person, you can understand spirituality and see it. Like, see colors and numbers and shapes and all, but see it from a shapeless, formless realm, and see it before it take that shape. But you can see the pattern of the shapeless and formless, and see what shape is about to go into, aka see how that situation about to take place based upon a person, place, or thing. But as I was, fucking camera died. All right, yeah, but back to the issue at hand. Yeah, summoning spirits. So everything is not dealing with the physical. Physical health, it's the spiritual nature also. So like I was saying, when you people who eat a lot of pork, they got this habit of casting pearls before swine. Now what that mean? They got this habit of putting their foot in their mouth before actually being aware of what they're doing. So these people may subconsciously offer more than what they have, subconsciously give something away that they actually needed, subconsciously give out a helping hand when they need to goddamn help themselves, subconsciously put themselves in bad circumstances based upon others, or prejudging another person's circumstance. So that's that, a person who eats a lot of pork. And you will see a lot of this nature too when you're dealing with a lot of heavy religious people that eat pork. They probably the most helpfulest people in the world, but they do it at a detriment. But yeah, but you know, migrating spirits, you know, when you migrating spirits, you have to be very careful of what you are emotionally concerned with, basically. So that's like, aka, say you got a friend or a family member and they always presenting propositions to you. Be careful of what you're actually really concerned with. It's cool to show discernment and to be concerning and things of that nature to help them out. As long as that you got that on your mind, that's what your spirit doing. But if you're getting absorbed, getting lost into what they're talking about, you end up adding your own ideas about it, your own experiences. You're just adding more water to the source, and you're enticing and attracting more spirits. And the more spirits that migrate around a certain area start to look like a bee nest. And it's like a bunch of spirits fighting for lights, fighting for eggs. Everything is fighting for eggs. Not just you when you was in your mother, but forms of information that's fighting for an egg. That's why everybody trying to search for wisdom and knowledge. That's what fighting for the egg is. And once you reach a certain level of having knowledge and having wisdom, you even feel like that. You feel like you've risen above. You feel above. So when you die, it's like that also. You go into a higher shape and form. Like I was speaking, if you was looking at the sun, it doesn't take this kind of body to do what the sun is actually doing. You know? But yeah, that's getting into migrating spirits. So be careful. It all boils down to be careful what you are really concerned with. For an example, you got a job. But at your job, you might be concerned with all the wrong shit. You might be concerned with gossip, concerned with how the boss about to treat you, concerned with what you got to do every day. And that adds weight to already the simple fact that you got a job is already bad. So that's adding weight to that. So I'm not saying it's bad or wrong to have a job. What I'm saying is, if you are in that routine, don't add to it. Change your concerns around. And detach a bunch of emotional stabilities and a bunch of emotional awarenesses to things that you was doing. So therefore you got a greater outlook. So if you are gossiping or you are doing things of that nature, you're not getting attached to it in any way, shape, or form. And you're just utilizing it for the time being. Sometimes you may have to utilize this shit to make time speed up. Because when you're into another person's conversation, shit, the day go by fast, right? So for the most part, you utilize everything as tools. Everything is tools. Everything is eggs. Everything is shapes and forms. I don't care if it's something you can't see. That's not a fucking spirit. That's a less dense or something. And then you can utilize that as a vehicle also. And it may be a concept. You may have to utilize a certain mannerism just to get out of certain circumstances. And that mannerism that you utilized may not even be originally yours. Or you may not even came up with it. Or it may not even be you. but you seen it, or is this a tool that you use to get in and out of a situation? For an example, you may be a person who got bullied in school all the fucking time. So your ass start watching some motherfucking karate movies and shit like that, start taking other frequency vibrations, right? And then you utilize that mannerism to get your ass out of the circumstance and situation of getting bullied. Now once your ass start getting bullied, that don't mean you become a bully. You gonna continue being you. You just utilize that mannerism, you utilize that energy signature as a tool. Now, once we start tying morality and meanings of reasoning and religious aspects to tools, because everything is tools, doctrines and everything. Once we start tying all that shit to it, that's when we get lost into lights and illusions. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air.